It's me, I'm C, and this is Kickback Astrology. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Alright, I'm sorry, I quit. But you know what time it is. Grab your guards, grab your woodies, grab your glasses, do what you need to do. Kick back how you kick back. I'ma kick back how I kick back. And let's get into some of these birth charts. Come on with it. So, today, you know, I've been on the dark side. My Scorpio moon been playing tricks on me. I've been in the dark side. I've been into the drug lords and everything else, serial killers and whatnot. Scorpio moon, you understand? Cause I know I got some Scorpio moons on. Y'all understand? You know how you just get into your dark side. You get to watching all the murdering, all the cases, all of that. So yeah, I've been in one of them phases. So today we gonna get into this character, this controversial character, if I do say so myself, by the name of Alpo. You know, some of y'all may know him from Paid in Full, you know, all of that. You seen the movie, what have you. Good old classic. But, yeah, that ain't where I'm coming from. You know, your girl just, you know, I just be getting into stuff, reading and stuff and whatnot. But, you know, I've seen Paid in Full, but it ain't like one of those movies that I run back over and over again. But when I was getting to the actual story and like hearing them actually tell the story and stuff like that, listening to interviews and stuff like that, and hearing him speak about it himself and everybody around him and stuff, because you know me, Scorpio Moon, I dig deep, I keep going. So you know I had to watch like 30 or 40 of them. Yeah, I couldn't just watch one. I had to watch the sister talk, the auntie talk. I need to hear the point of view of the garbage man, the psychiatrist, nigga, the police officer. I need to hear what everybody thought and bring it all together. See what was really going on. You feel me? Fuck one side of the story. Now I'm trying to get all sides of the story. Fuck what you talking about. But anyway, I done got off on the tangent. Y'all know how I do. But today we gonna get into Alpo, Mr. Albert. I can't. Should I put a Mr. on it? Should I put some respect on it? Cause you know, y'all know they say he a snitch or what have you. He killed his best friend, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna put Mr. on it today. We just gonna go with straight on Alpo. Government name Alberto. What is it? Alberto Geddes Martinez, and he was a Puerto Rican drug dealer, you know, well known in Harlem and in DC. So he, you know, he made his way. I mean, once he got, you know, everybody tell a different story, but once he got ran out of Harlem, then he went down to DC. That's pretty much what I'm getting from that. He got ran out of Harlem. That might not be what he said, but they say he got ran out of Harlem. Then he went down to DC and started doing his thing. So we gonna get into him today. Now there are two main things that I like, you know, they kind of bring the mystique about Alpo and really just draw people to him and really, you know, why people are very infatuated with him. And that includes the movie. The movie really brought a lot of attention to him, but also the fact that he killed like his best friend. So they said, you know, the fact that he killed his best friend, the fact that he was a snitch. He turned federal. So yeah, I mean, so those are the two big things about him that, you know, really had. That's why people are always clicking on, you know, clicking. You know what I mean, because he's infamous for, you know, telling on everybody and killing his best friend. So, but like I said, let me give you a little rundown. I done got into a tangent. Alpo, he was a drug dealer in Harlem, like I said, in Harlem in DC, and he ran with AZ and Rich Porter, and he was well known in Harlem, and they did their thing, and then he killed Rich Porter, and shit got sticky, you know what I mean, drug game went downhill for him in New York, then he moved to D.C., then he started moving and shaking down there, you know, Rayful Edmonds had got locked up or whatever, so, you know, it was fair game down there, so he started getting in where he fit in or what have you. This is just what I get from the interviews. I don't know, I wasn't there, but this is just what I pick up from everybody. You know, it ain't just one person, everybody. You feel me? You gotta bring it all together. But and he went down there, he got a hitman on the side, and he just started whacking niggas and taking charge. That's pretty much what the fuck happened, straight up. And then he got locked up and started snitching on niggas. That's pretty much the gist of it. We gonna get deep into it, but that's the gist of it. If you just want to know off top what we getting into, that, you know, since I usually don't do, you know, I usually do the artists, and they are people know, are familiar with them, but a lot of people may not be familiar with him. So you know, I had to give you a little rundown. in the movie, Alpo was played by Cameron. So this is the Cameron character we talking about. You know, if that's all you know, if you don't know nothing about the drug child, that you just seen paid in full, this is Cameron in the movie. Keep it simple for my work. This is Cameron in the movie. So we gonna get into the real person, Alpo, who was portrayed by Cameron in the movie. Okay. So Alpo was born June 8th, 1966 in Harlem, New York. And you know, so that would make him a Gemini. So you know what time it is. You do Sun, Moon, and Mars for men, Sun, Moon, and Venus for women. Alpo's Sun is in Gemini, his Moon is in Aquarius, and his Mars is in Gemini. Oh Lord, are they conjunct? Yep, Sun and Mars conjunct. Okay, let's get into it. That tell you something right there. Boy, you see that Sun and Moon conjunct in Gemini off top? Let's get into it, bruh. Now, first off, with his Sun and Gemini, this is the reason why people say, Alpo liked to be, he was very like flamboyant, very like, you know, he liked to spend a lot, very flashy, very flamboyant, very charismatic, loved to be, you know, the center of attention, loved to draw attention to himself. They say he would like ride motorcycles down the street with get the kilo of coke on him, coke fall out, he pick it up and keep going, type like that type stuff. Like, why would you do that? Like, even AZ was like, he used to just do stuff to draw attention to himself. Like, he just always liked that attention. Like, even the police officer said, yeah, he was actually a really charismatic guy. Like, he was actually really cool to talk to. Like, he was one of my more favorable criminals. Like, when a police officer say that about you, like, the police officer almost didn't want to say anything negative about him. Like, that's that Sun in Gemini where he's very good with his words. He's very charismatic. He communicate effectively with many different types of people, type of thing. Like, where they say Geminis wear many different faces, or they're two-faced, or what have you. They just know how to communicate well, and they know how to do it on many different levels. It's not just, you know, they may not communicate with you the same way that they do someone else, because they know how to move and shake. They know how to network. They know, remember, Gemini is the third house. It's all about the inner working of a small community, your community being comfortable in your own little space. So a Gemini will be all around town. A Gemini, the person you call when you lost, and you like, bruh, I'm on such and such road, bruh. Where the fuck am I at? Like, where am I going, bruh? Like, how do I get to such and such? Like, a Gemini gonna tell you, like, oh, bruh, you over there by the AutoZone on the corner. Oh yeah, go there. That's the person you want to call. Like, a Gemini is that person. Like, they know like the exact details. Like, they know they space. Like, that's why they said when he like came to DC, he learned the area so well, so quickly. He was able to learn the area because he was out and about. Like, while his girlfriend was out at work, he would be out just moving and shaking and talking to people and getting to know people and stuff like that. That's that Gemini energy. Where Gemini, remember, Gemini's move is ruled, let me slow down, is ruled by Mercury. So what is Mercury? Mercury is all about, like I said, you know, the small details. We done been through this before. Mercury is all about those small details. It's all about that mental energy. It's all about putting the pieces together. How do the pieces fit together, type of thing. Like I told you, I think of a puzzle when I think of Mercury. Like, how do all of these little pieces fit together? But with Gemini being an air sign versus Virgo being an earth sign, they're going to apply it to their communication. So they're going to be figuring out all the little details as far as communication, and all the little, how do you react to certain things, how, you know what I mean, they're going to be piecing all of those things together, and they're going to be bouncing ideas off of people. Remember, Mercury is very quick as well. Mercury is quick. It's not fast. It's not Mars like go through you, but Mercury is like come up with 3 different ideas at one time and let's see what happens. Like, that's more of Mercury. It's not like Mars, like I'm gonna just go through you. Like, it is active like Mars, but it's more of, like I said, on a mental level. It's more of on a, you know, just figuring things out. That's what Mercury likes to do. Let's figure this out. Like, that's what Mercury is all about. Now in Virgo, it's more of an earth thing, so it's going to be more practical and, you know, try to make it fit more into reality. But with it being in, when Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, because it's the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. Sorry, I get into this stuff and I get to moving too fast. But Mercury is the ruler of both Gemini and Virgo. So versus the difference between Mercury and Virgo and Gemini. And Gemini is the earth sign. So they're going, earth sign, air sign. So they're going to apply it to communication and ideas and things like that. So they're taking this fast, putting pieces together, figuring stuff out, that energy, and they're putting it into their ideas, their mind, how they speak to people. That's why they're able to move and shake, talk to different people, figure out what's going on, put the little pieces together, and they're just talk. They're moving around the community, and they're driving around, they're bending corners. That's my brother. My brother's a Gemini. He loves that. Like, bending corners, like, that's a Gemini shit. Like, I ain't gonna even lie to you. Like, ask any Gemini like, bro, you could take a Gemini, just bend some corners with them. You know what I mean? Y'all might blow back one or something. Like, that's a Gemini shit. Like, they love just being in their little community. Like, they know where everything at. They know the little spots. Like, you wanna know where to go. You know what I mean? Call a Gemini. They gonna tell you in their little area. Don't try to take them all out in the Sagittarius. Don't take them over out and they from Harlem and take them and throw them in Italy somewhere. And they gonna figure it out, but they really are aware of like what's in their immediate area, their community, what's around them, their state, where they're at. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna figure that out. So even if you do throw them over there, they will adjust eventually, but that's more of like something a Sagittarius would want to do, where they want to go out and experience and learn. A Gemini just gonna figure out what's going on here and make that shit work for them here. Fuck all that other shit. Like, nigga, what we go over there for? Nigga, I got 3 niggas right now that can line it up. Like, that's what a Gemini on, that mental energy. And this is why a lot of Geminis, sorry, I get worked up, and I don't know, I love Geminis, but like, Geminis are more interesting. Like, even if you don't like Geminis, you have to admit yourself that Geminis are interesting as fuck. Like, bruh, did you really, like, even if you got a Gemini friend that get on your nerves, like, won't make up their mind, always switching up, and that comes with that mutability. So Gemini is a mutable sign, so that means they're changeable. They go up and down, they move and shake, they go with the flow, you know what I mean? And being mutable is their modality. So we have fixed sign. You can be a fixed sign, you can be a mutable sign, you can be a cardinal sign. You see what I'm saying? So cardinal signs get it started, fixed signs keep it going, and mutable signs adapt. They change it up, they switch it up. So when it's time to make that, you know what I mean, it's time to make that switch, it's time to, you know what I mean, go with the flow, finagle some shit, that's when you need a mutable sign. That's what a mutable sign is, your nigga. Type stuff. Like, a mutable sign could make it work, make it do what it do. That's a mutable sign, because the cardinal sign is trying to go straight through, and a fixed sign gonna stay where they at. They don't care what's going on with you, but a mutable sign gonna shake and move. All right, I gotta go over here and do this. Okay, bet. I know when I'm over there I gotta do this. Bet when I'm over here I gotta. All right, cool. Let's move and shake. Like, that's the mutable sign. Adaptability, nigga. They teach you that in biology, nigga. Yeah, humans adapt. Yeah, that mutable signs have that shit down pat. You remember they told you that shit in science? Now, aside from Gemini being mutable or adaptable and being and ruled by Mercury, they're an air sign. So like I said, they like to communicate, they like to use their words, they like to come up with ideas. And with Mercury being there, that's going to make these ideas come very quickly. And they're going to try to, and with them coming so quick, and them not really having like that earth practicality nature, but being more in the clouds like an air sign is, like, a lot of these ideas will just come and go. So a lot of the times you'll see like a Gemini will be like, you'll talk to them on Monday and they'll be like steadfast on this idea, like steadfast. You see them on Wednesday, be like, did you go doing that? Oh no, they gonna hit you with a whole other thing, like they never said that shit on Monday. And it might piss you off if you're more of like a fixed person. But to another air sign, it's just gonna be funny, because the air sign gonna be like, look, they gonna know, because the air sign gonna put it together like, okay, you ain't really on there. Every time I talk to you, you always say you're gonna do something, you don't do it. Okay, you the type nigga that say something and don't do it, type stuff. The air sign gonna put it in that box like that, like, okay, that's just who you are. All right, when I talk to you, you BSing. All right, cool. Like, type stuff. Sad but true. Anywho, but this will frustrate others, because they'll start to look at Geminis as flaky, because they have so many different ideas, and they do, at that moment they are so, like, not necessarily passionate, because when I think passion, I think more like a fire, like, but there's like, they really believe in it, like they really really believe in that idea in that moment, and they're giving it to you in such a way where, you know, they could even be like change other people's beliefs and things like that, because they're able to, you know, convey a message very well. Like I said, they have that mercurial energy, they're air sign, they have those ideas, and they're able to communicate well, especially in the amongst the people who are around them or within their immediate community. They're very good at that networking. Geminis are very good at that, like networking. That's why you see like a lot of Geminis, like, you know, their social media game is like on point. Like a lot of air signs, like, because they're good at like networking, they're good at communicating. Whereas the Libra is like more one on one, and the Aquarius is more like a big audience. You know what I mean? Like, but they all have that within them. But especially a Gemini. And then another thing with a Gemini is that, one, like I said, when they're conveying this message to you, they really believe in it, so they're giving it to you wholeheartedly, full force, with everything in their being. They're letting you know that they're going to commit to this, right? And you're feeding into it. And if you're the type of, like, when they make that switch, and it's so, I love y'all, but y'all know it's true, like, they'll just go off. Like, a Gemini would just go off into their own world, like, no bullshit. Like, a Gemini would just go off into their own world and just be having a whole other perception of stuff. You'll be like, that's why you gotta check in. That's why you need to listen. Even though they talk a lot, you gotta make sure a Gemini is keeping their head straight, because a Gemini throw some crazy stuff in there on your head. You'll be like, hold on, wait, did you just say? That was talking about some BS. They throw some serious stuff in there. Like, hold on, nigga. Nah, bro. But like I said, I love Geminis. And another thing with a Gemini always has like some form of message. Like, I believe I spoke about this in the Lauryn Hill video. But like a Gemini is the messenger, so they say that's what Gemini is considered, the messenger. So Gemini will always have an idea, and this comes from, like I said, that mercurial air energy, where it's mixing, you know, trying to figure things out and having all the communication and air and all of that. So that's how they're trying to figure it out. So oftentimes they're bouncing ideas off of you, where other people are taking it, because they're giving it to you in a way that seems like this is where they're coming from. A lot of people are taking that way, but a lot of times the Gemini is just bouncing ideas off of you, trying to figure it out, trying to put the pieces together like a puzzle. Like I said, they're just trying to figure it out, or they're trying to, you know, perfect an idea they already have or something like that. And they're not necessarily, you know, how can I put it, like, because they do believe it, so I don't want to say that they don't believe it, but they're not necessarily always taking a stand on that idea. Most of the time it's just an idea that they're putting out there to get some information back, to be able to process that information and see if those pieces fit together. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're doing most of the time. But the way that they communicate, they don't communicate that that's what they're doing. They'll be communicating it like, this is what it is. So when people receive that, then they'll respond in a certain form or fashion, reacting to what the Gemini said. When the Gemini's mind, they're just giving you an idea. They're just putting an idea out there just to see what fits. You see what I'm saying? Putting that puzzle together just to see what works, just to shift through those ideas. Because like I said, they have so many going on up there at one time. Keep going. Mercury energy, they're going, coming up with ideas and messages and developing, you know. And then they have to put them out there to see what happens, to see if that piece fits or not. You see what I'm saying? To see if that goes in a puzzle or not. Okay, do people do that? Okay, is it this way? Okay, no, that didn't go right there. No, like, that's what the Gemini is doing, but people don't see that. Because they don't, like I said, they don't give it to you that way. They give it to you the way, like, this is what it is, but that's not necessarily what they're doing. They're just bouncing an idea off you, seeing what fits, what works, what doesn't. which messages are appropriate, and which ones are not, and how to correctly convey that message. And that's where a lot of Geminis get caught up in that crossfire, because they oftentimes do not convey their message in an appropriate way, because they're giving it to you straight off the top, because like I said, they come so quick, so they don't want it to go. A lot of air signs do this, but especially Geminis. Because they don't want the idea to go, because they know it will, because they know they'll come up with like 30 different other, they'll just be throwing shit out there. They'll just be throwing stuff out there, like, and see what sticks, like. And it's like, bruh, you just walking around offending a bunch of people throwing stuff out here trying to see what works, and you've been pissed everybody off, and you don't even feel that way. Like, truly in your heart, like, you're not even stuck with that. You were just trying to see what idea works. You were just trying to bounce idea off of me, like, and now you got everybody walking around mad, and you chilling, like, oh, I guess that theory was wrong. Like, and go on about your business and come up with something else, like, but the whole time now you had a whole world, man, and you just like, bruh, I was just putting my thoughts out there to see what you was thinking, so we could exchange ideas, and we could, you know what I mean? I love Gemini. Cause I get y'all. I get Gemini. Most don't get Gemini. Like, I know when you ask me for my opinion, and 9 times out of 10, you gonna go your own way anyway. You just gotta know how to deal with a Gemini. Gemini just need to bounce that idea off you. They don't necessarily need you to get them the answer, because Gemini gonna do what Gemini want to do anyway. Because remember, it's still in the first quadrant. So they're still very selfish people. They're still about them. That's why you'll get that nature where Gemini will just come out the mouth and won't think about what another person has to say or think, or where you'll see, like, people a lot of times will admire Geminis for being that way, where they don't care what anybody thinks. But then when a Gemini throws that message out there where it's just like, then it's like, oh, now we care. Like, but yeah, you didn't care before, so why you care now? But like, the Gemini get away with Geminis get away with a lot of stuff like that. But once they throw that controversial message out there, then it becomes a problem, because now you're not that, where they have that thing in the first quadrant where you're very selfish and you're not considering others, you're just considering yourself. That's why a lot of times they don't even know that they've, like, offended everybody, or that they've said something wrong, like they did something wrong. You'll see that a lot with, like, Kanye, like. This is where it comes from. Like, all these little elements, this is how that ends up happening. That Gemini, where it's just, I mean, he has other things in his chart, I'm sure. Maybe I'll do his chart in the future, but you'll get that with a Gemini, where they have so many different ideas, and they're putting them out there, and they're bouncing them off different people, and they're communicating with a bunch of different people and different ideas, and coming up with, and that'll look two-faced to other people as well from the outside, because it's like, why are you doing the same thing with everybody? Why are you talking to everybody? Why are you open to everybody? But they're not knowing, like, a Gemini can compartmentalize. Like, I tell people that, like, remember that mercurial aspect. A Gemini can compartmentalize, like. Yeah, you may think, like, you can think whatever you want to think, because Gemini gonna let you think what you want to think anyway, especially if it's allowing them to get over, but y'all ain't hearing from me. Gemini gonna let you think what you want to think, but this is what it is over here. That's how Gemini. I love y'all. But yeah, that's a thing with Gemini. Like, that's that combination. But it makes for, like I said, a very charismatic person, a very fun person to be around, very creative person. Like, they have, like I said, they have their Mercury, where they have their mind going and different things. Now, that in order for the creativity part to come in, it, like, a Gemini will apply their mental energy to different things. A lot of Geminis you'll see have an artistic passion. 9 times out of 10 they have something else in their chart supporting that, because, you know, you'll get a lot of Geminis that are, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. Like, you'll get that a lot, and that has to do, like I said, with that Mercury, and where they're always going and doing different things and bouncing different ideas off people, and always continuously going and having new ideas and going with that, and they have that adaptability, so they're changing with it. They're not just staying still and having these, like, no, they're going with it. Like, straight up, like, they're going with it. So whatever that new idea is that day, okay, I'm going with it, you feel me? Okay, I have a different idea, this, okay, I'm going with it, like, let's see where this go. Okay, I have a new person approaching, okay, let's see what happens. Like, that's how Gemini is on. Like, they're just gonna see what and put it all together. And the Gemini do, and this is the funniest part about Gemini. You can talk to a Gemini out and they have the most sense in the world. Like, go have a personal conversation with a Gemini. Like, they gonna, cause you would think a Gemini stupid. Like, if you just walking around watching, like, not just watching them, but you know how you just be around a person and you just like, this man always doing sometimes. Like, what the fuck? You would sit down and talk to Gemini, they got all the fucking sense in the world. They have been explaining quantum physics to your motherfucking ass. It can't goddamn it figure out. I love y'all, but I gotta speak the truth. Y'all know how we do it at Kickback. Y'all, a Gemini will explain quantum physics to your ass and can't figure out how to leave this motherfucker alone. You know what I mean? Can't figure out how to keep a job. Like, can't figure out how to do, like, basic shit. Like, but they are brilliant. Like, they explain to you exactly how they fucking up. Like, a Gemini know. Like, yeah, that was some bull I did. Like, da 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 da. That's their Mercurial where they're putting the pieces together. Like, they know what they did. Like, they know where they messed up. But it's just like that Mercurial, that air, they gonna try to talk their way out of it. You feel me? A lot of times that shit work. Oh, you want yourself a lie? Oh, you want a lie? At the drop of a hat? See, Gemini ain't the liar that's like, y'all sat and planned the lie. Like, y'all sat and thought of a lie. Like, see, that's more like Aquarius, Libra, like, type of stuff. Like, Gemini is like that person you want with you when some bullshit went down. And y'all just gotta come up with something real quick. Like, off the top of the head, like a good one. Like, that's where you need yourself a Gemini. Like, when you pull it over and y'all know y'all hot, that's when you need a Gemini in the car. Like, a Gemini gonna come up with this motherfucker. You gonna be looking at that nigga, put it on a full performance. Like, this nigga telling all lie. You believe in it though. Like, and you know it's a lie. You looking at this motherfucker like, that's a Gemini. That's why I love y'all, bro. I can't. A Gemini will shake and move. That mutability come in handy. Fuck what you talking about. Gemini, that you can talk to any Gemini, you know they done got themselves at least out of 20 bullshit situations just by talking. Straight up, just by talking. They can talk their way out of some straight bullshit. And you be like, how the fuck did you get the fuck? That's that Gemini shit. Because remember, I told you they're always putting them pieces together. So even while the situation going down, their mind is working. They already head of the situation. They see the shit coming. Like, Gemini don't want to tell you, like, bro, throw that shit in your pen. Like, goddamn, throw that shit out. Like, Gemini got all that shit in their head already. Like, when the cop is all the way back there. Like, a Gemini don't want to clean out the car already. Like, they done already peeped the situation. They take care of it. You got to ask, like, what? Hold on, bro, what the fuck you doing? Like, that's Gemini. They already, because their mind is moving quickly. And that could work against them, but sometimes in situations like those where they need to jump, I ain't gonna say jump shit, but when they need to wiggle their way out of something, they gonna wiggle. Gemini gonna wiggle. Now, if they just caught red-handed, you feel me? A Gemini ain't the type to like snitch and shit. So they gonna do their time. Like, a Gemini, like, can be loyal in that sense, but a lot of times, see, now I gotta get on y'all, man. Now we gotta talk about it because we talking about Alpo, so now we gotta get into it. A lot of the times, although Geminis are loyal in the moment when they're in that group, like a Gemini could be the most down person in the group, ready to ride, ready to die. Like, straight up, a Gemini ride or die. Like, if you say, bro, this motherfucker, goddamn it, went over here. Yeah, I got to go pull up on this motherfucker right now. Like, a Gemini, the one already got the, you know what I mean? Already got, you know what I mean? And they ready to go. Like, a Gemini ready. Like, that's your nigga. Like, Gemini good for that. Like, they loyal in that sense. Like, a Gemini gonna ride. Like, if they your peoples, you they peoples, they gonna ride for you. Like, if you need it, they got it. They gonna give it. Like, a Gemini, they rock with you in that way. The problem with most people, I don't mean to laugh, but here's where the problem comes in. And I love y'all, but you know I gotta tell the truth on y'all. Once a Gemini don't fuck with you no more, or once a Gemini's at, like, it ain't even that they ass is on the line, because the Gemini will ride out. Like, the Gemini take the chart, whatever, do their time, whatever, stuff like that. But when you have shown them this loyalty, like, and they know what they'll do for you, they know what they done did for you, what have you, or whatever, or they done found a new way of life, whatever happened. Once that bond is broken, like, Gemini's take off. Gemini's takes off. And a lot of times, like I said, they have that Mercury energy in this air, so it's coming out of their mouth. All of this shit is coming out of their mouth. So whatever they're thinking is coming out of their mouth, and that gets them in trouble a lot as well. And they can get them out of stuff, but that will get them in trouble as well, because they're throwing that first thought out there. You can't be throwing your first. Sometimes you need to take a second, third, fourth, fifth, sometimes even sixth thought. Like, but Geminis don't think like that. They just throw it out there and take it how you want to take it. And that's what I love that about y'all, but it's fucked up. Like, I can't act like it's all good, because that I done seen that. Like, that's what Gemini's get in trouble a lot of times, because you didn't even think about it. You just threw that out there, and now you done blew up the whole situation to a point where it didn't need to be, because you was just off at the mouth. You see what I'm saying? Said something that you should have said, something like that. Just talking. Like, that's what people fall out with Gemini, or they just off at the running off in the mouth, like somebody was talking about. Let's say they over at Susan's house. Let's say you cool. The Gemini, you cool with the Gemini. We just gonna call Gemini. And Gemini is over again, is at Bree house. And Bree talking about her nigga ain't shit, da 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 da. And Gemini gonna sit there and talk with it, da da da. Then they go over to Susan's house. Susan talking about her nigga ain't shit, da 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 da. Gemini might just throw Susan's situation Bree, my bad. Throw Bree's situation. She might bring that up over there with Susan. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might talk about Susan, all Susan been into. And that, because that Mercury, that just throwing them ideas out there, trying to communicate, trying to bounce ideas off. And in the Gemini's mind, they're just putting it all together, like in their head. They're just putting it all together, like, this is how ain't shit niggas are, type stuff, like. And they just bringing all the ideas together from you and her. But to Bree like, bitch, why you telling all my business? Like, what are you doing? Like, you see what I'm saying? You see how once they come together, the Gemini come out looking real shady? Like, and they ain't even knowing it, because they off in their own little selfish world, figuring out another message to give a nigga. Oh. People outside Gemini. I'm getting into y'all today. I'm feeling it. You know, I'm familiar with Gemini. I have a lot of Gemini. I got a Gemini brother. I attract a lot of Gemini. Gemini just be around me. So I know it's a Gemini. My uncles, all them Gemini. I know it's a Gemini when I see the Gemini. And they all kinds of stuff. Like, I know it's Gemini. So we getting into it today. Yeah. Another thing about Gemini, and with that mercurial energy and figuring stuff out and always putting ideas together, they some most scheming. The scammers of the world, boy. Just think of that mental energy. They're always trying to figure out what's something. They're trying to be ahead of the game. They're trying to figure out the next idea. They're trying to figure out, you see what I'm saying? So their mind is always working. So they'll be done figure some shit out way before the next person. And they'll be done work their hand. You know what I mean? So, or they're trying to figure out how to get in between the lines. And they'll sit there and think about it, like with Alpo, for example, with the drug game, right? Even what he was saying, he sat back and he used to sit back and think about stuff like how different stuff was going to affect different people and stuff like that. And he would then he would make a decision versus like somebody else who would just like, you know, go off like passion or just go off being angry or something. He was like, no, it would always be about like business with him. So he would say, even though that's not necessarily true, and that also has to do with his moon in Aquarius, but with that Gemini energy, like I said, it's more of a mental game. It's more of a mind game, mental stimulation. That's more of the Gemini thing. So that's more so where he's gonna come from. He's gonna try to talk his way into things. He's gonna try to talk his way out of stuff. That's why you always say, like, he was like, I just walked up to him and just started talking to him. And all his stories, like, how did you meet each other? I just knew of him, so I just walked up to him, let him know who I was, and seen what was up. Like, that's that Gemini shit. Like, I'm at home, and I'm me, you. Let me put me out here, see what's gonna happen. Like, straight up. Like, and that's why people used to say, like, he was charismatic and he always was talking to people and he learned the neighborhood so quickly, and he was known to be just around the city doing stuff like buying a bunch of $20,000 worth of fireworks, letting them off in the street. And he was always like a big kid. Like, remember, that's that first quadrant. Like, these are like kids. Like, they say Aries is the child, but like that first quadrant is like, all in one. Like, that's like the child. Like, that's your child phase. Like, you still like a baby. Like, people, but like, that's what that is. Like, where they still have that lighthearted, childish kind of, curiosity, and just like I said, that just like it is like a curiosity, but like, just like that zest for life, that thirst for life, that ready to go. Like, let's go get it, let's just roam around, let's be free, let's see what happens. Like, that's that first quadrant. So it's like they still have that about them. So even when they're grown, like, they still would do stuff like that. And another thing about you Geminis, and I'ma tell it to you like it is, because I know somebody wants Geminis and money. Geminis and money. I don't even think I need to say that, because y'all know. Y'all know, so I ain't gotta say nothing. Y'all know. But this is why a lot of the times, like, Alpo would say, like, I don't want to pay for my bricks. Like, I want to get front of my bricks. Like, I don't want to spend my money to make money. Like, that's that Gemini. He trying to do what he want to do. Like, Gemini is like also very like I said, they still have that childish like nature to it, so they'll be like flashy and stuff like that. Like, if a Gemini got some money, like, they gonna be fly. Like, when Gemini get paid, like, every time. Like, I ain't gotta expose y'all like this, but I'm keeping it with that. When a Gemini get paid, like, their hair is laid, like, their clothes are fresh. Like, a Gemini come out on payday looking like a whole different person. Like, when a Gemini get money, like, ain't no mystery. Like, if a Scorpio get money, it may be a mystery. They may play a low key. Capricorn get money, it may be a mystery. You feel me? If a Gemini get money, a Gemini or a Leo, them two, they get money, because they gonna show you they get money. And the Gemini gonna tell you they get what? But that's why you saw him, like, he was like flashy and stuff like that. Like, you gonna know they get money, but like, they also will be like I said, they're mutable, so they're finagling some stuff, so it may not always be what it seems, so they may not necessarily have all of that, but they're moving and shaking and mutable. And mutable signs have that, like, and I hate to say this, but it is what it is, like that robbing Peter to pay Paul type thing. Like, mutable signs can have that with them. Like, they can have that with them. Just keep it 1,000, like, because that's that mutability where they always feel like they can wiggle out of it. They always feel like they can figure out something else. They always feel like, all right, this next step gonna be like, they always have that, so they're always moving in and out, up and down, back and forth. You know what I mean? So, if you're dealing with a mutable sign, peace. Say, peace, be still. Let them move. You chill. Let them move. Ain't nobody finna be moving around here. I ain't time. I'ma stay right. Peace, be still. That's what I gotta say to you if you dealing with a mutable sign. Like I was saying before, once a Gemini will be the most loyal person in the group or to whatever you have going on. But once it's over, once it turns sour or what have you, like I said, Gemini is the messenger, so it's going to come out of their mouth. Straight up, like, think of every Gemini, like, just well-known Gemini, not even the ones you know, because I know you know someone personally who like that, but just think of all that, like, it's going to come out, like, whatever grievance they have is going to come out of their mouth. So, yes, they will be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just airing you out. And yes, they're going to be on your voice. Yes, they're going to be on your phone, cussing you out. Like, yes, they're going to do all of that. Yes, a Gemini will go there. Like, they're going to go just as hard as they went for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go just as hard against you. Like, they'll be just as loyal to the other side. Like, once it's the other side, like, they'll be just as... It's so But, like, it's really not if you think about it. It's not weird, because if you just a loyal person, you're going to be loyal to whatever side is on. That person betrayed you, you're going to be loyal to fuck them. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense, but it's just like, to the other person, it don't make sense, because, like, damn, you rock with me so tough. How could you just turn and do me like that if we was ever cool? How you going to do me like that? Like, it should be boundaries. But, like, to a Gemini, that's just how it goes. So that's why you see a lot of Geminis like coming out going against like their old group or somebody their old brand or what they used to be established with or their old organization and stuff like that. Like, that's why you'll see that like a lot of times they'll end up going against them or they'll end up falling out. They'll end up, but the Gemini won't just keep it to themselves. They gotta do all that airing out and all that extra shit. I ain't gonna even hold you. Do all that extra stuff. Like, a Gemini gonna go to there. Like, they got time. Straight up. They got time to do the BS with you. I ain't gonna even hold you. Like, a Gemini got time. Especially if you really, 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 really hurt them. Even though it may be they fault. And a lot of times, Gemini, accountability, I'm gonna get on y'all there. Sometimes y'all ain't the best with accountability. Like, sometimes it's your fault from the jump. Straight up, I don't care how you flipped it in your mind or what Mercury ain't. And sometimes you was just wrong from the jump and you need to just be wrong. And don't try to fucking manipulate it logically to make them think that you was right in your wrongness. Like, fuck that shit. I could have been right. What movie was that? I see what I thought I was wrong, but I could have been right. So you know, right? What was that? Get Rich or Die Trying? That type shit. No, nigga, you was just wrong. You was just wrong. Just apologize and be wrong, and then get over it, and don't fucking air them out, expose them, cause goddamn it, you didn't like one thing they did. Like, let's not do that. Come on, Gemini. You gotta be a better messenger. You got to filter your message sometimes though, and that's what Geminis fuck up at. Coming from me, keeping it 100. That's where you mess up at. Sometimes you got to filter that message. Sometimes you gotta, package that message a little bit differently. And don't just throw it out there how you feeling it. No. Because Gemini, it can get with the words. Ooh, with the words. And don't let them have Mars or something. Mars or Pluto. Uranus. Mars, Pluto, Uranus. What? And he got Mars conjunct his sun. What? I already know what time it was with this thing. We gonna get into it slowly but surely. But like I said, a Gemini will be very loyal. I get off on tangents. Y'all know I enjoy what I do, so I'm gonna kick it with y'all. I kick it with y'all. You feel me? We kick back over here. So, like I said, a Gemini will be the most loyal person, but then once you turn on them, once it go the other way, then they'll go the other way just as hard. So that's why you see Alpo, he was like, I felt like, I was thinking about it, and I thought, like, he was making this amount of money off me. And he wasn't supposed to be doing that. Well, basically, he said his plug was giving Rich bricks for him, but Rich was, charging him like a regular nigga. Pretty much, that's what Rich was charging him regular price, upping him a couple racks, whatever. Putting his little extra on there, getting his tax. But Alpo said he was supposed to be getting it at the same price as Rich, which, is that how you feel, or is that what it was? There's a difference between how you felt. Did you feel that way because that was your homie? Or is that what it was supposed to be because that's the deal you made with the drug dealer? He said it was the deal he made with his plug, and he just wasn't able to keep hooking up with his plug, so he had him send him through Rich or what have you. That's what he said. You feel me? We ain't got Rich eyes, so we don't know. But that's what he said. So he felt like Rich had betrayed him at that point. So he decided, you know what I mean? Okay, you gonna betray me. Alright, bet. I'ma betray you. You see what I'm saying? Even though he even said like we was the best of friends, we was homies, we was rocking close, yada 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 yada. You see, when it came down to it, and this also has to do with an aspect in his chart, but this is that Gemini as well. Like I said, once they go against you, like think of all the Gemini that it fell out with the person that they was standing closest to, like straight up, it's without fail. You can look at any Gemini, like they will fall out with the person standing closest to them, or maybe not closest to them, but right there, like they fall out with their group, like their immediate, that it happened. And a lot of times because of their mouth, like won't nobody tell them, but a lot of times because of their mouth, they mouth get them in trouble. Yeah. And they always going and switching up and different women because they're able to compartmentalize. So they'll put it in one box and keep it moving, and put that in one box and keep it moving. That's why you see a Gemini have like 3-4 girlfriends, stuff like that. That's why they say Alpo used to have like 3-4 girlfriends, in different cities and stuff. I'm drinking my tea, so every now and then. But he had like different girlfriends and stuff in different cities and stuff like that. Like Geminis will do that because, like I said, they're always going, new ideas, different pieces. Let's see what this is like. Let's see what this is that childish like curiosity, like that's how Gemini is, straight up. So that's why you saw him like he'll have different girlfriends, and like he even was like fucking one of the niggas he was serving, wifey, like type stuff. Like he can compartmentalize. He put the business in one box and put her in another. You see what I'm saying? You see how this shit can go awry real quick? He's separating it. But then he wanted to check dude for messing with one of his dudes' wife. See how it's not making sense to the outsider? Like, bro, what are you talking about? You doing the same thing. Like, how can you compartmentalize? No, this is in this box. This is in that box. You in this box. They 3 different boxes, bro. I get y'all, Gemini. I gotta tell everybody else, because I get y'all. I ain't gonna say it's right or it make any sense, but I get it. This is also why we even have like interviews from him and things like that. He likes to talk. Like even in a police officer, when I said the police officer who arrested him and stuff, even say his kids. That's that sun in Gemini. It also has to do with that moon in Aquarius, because that's just going to reinforce it with all that air energy and ability to communicate and, really want to not necessarily compromise, but just really want to understand other people's ideas and be able to, lead a group. And Aquarius more so wants to lead a group versus a Gemini who just wants to give the message and, do their thing. A Gemini may not necessarily want to live by their own message, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Just keep it 1,000. Y'all know how we do it over here at Kickback. Gemini, y'all ain't tripping. I know y'all don't care. That's what niggas don't understand about Gemini that I get. They don't care about what you talking about, bruh. They feel it. They understand it. They hear it to understand it and to put it in their mind and to know what a nigga like that look like or what somebody like that sound like. They, you know what I mean? But they ain't really taking it in and internalizing all that. Like, it's just... And we just living life and moving and shaking, adapting as we go. What you talking about? Talking about like you playing all this other, yeah, you doing all that, making all these plans, doing all this and that. But yeah, damn it, what is that gonna do for you? That's what Gemini. We can all die tomorrow, and then what? Like that's what Gemini. I love you. Yeah, I love y'all, bro. Y'all funny. Gemini don't care about nothing you talking about, so don't think they do. Because they don't. They care about you. They don't give a fuck about what you talking about. They got their own ideas. They got their own shit going on. You feel me? They got their own way they finna make this pop. And, if you got something to contribute, that's cool. But if not, you feel me? I'm going to go ahead and do this. You know what I mean? Don't believe me, just watch. That's what a Gemini on. Like, straight up. And that's a very admirable trait. But it can get out of hand when they get into their, not wanting to listen at all and just doing random things and throwing out random messages and offending people and going against people and starting all of the, controversial things and all of that. Like, that's the bad side, but it's a good side of Gemini too. They fun to be around. Gemini, like I said, you talking about somebody you just call one day and just find anything to do. Like if you ain't got nothing to do, like your Gemini friend, the one you call, like they got something going on. It might not be nothing, but it's something though. Type stuff. Like that's the Gemini. Like it ain't gotta be no big whole thing, no whole little party. Like your Gemini, like your kick it friend. Like they'll go out with you, they'll turn out with you, but they can kick back too. Like your Gemini, your all purpose friend. Like straight up, because Gemini are mutable, so they know how to shake and move. You can bring a Gemini in the room with a bunch of, elders, and they know how to, yes ma'am, no ma'am. You can bring a Gemini in a room full of, diverse people, and they gonna shake and move, figure out what's going on. You feel me? Like, Gemini, you all perfect. but, you gotta watch them. They talk a lot. They keep it 100. They talk a lot. They will share your business. They will listen to stuff about you. You just got certain things come with a Gemini. But understand, it's not about you. It's just them trying to get the message, trying to develop their message, trying to develop their ideas, trying to, figure some shit out. It ain't personal. They just trying to figure it out. Now, usually with a Gemini, you'll see some kind of duality in their life, whether that's through their appearance, through their behavior. You will see some form of duality, you know what I mean? So, like with Alpo, when he was a child, he would go live with like a white family in the summers and do the little summer thing. Then he would go back home to the hood, you feel what I'm saying? So he had that duality to him where he saw different aspects and things like that, and he learned how to speak with different people, and he was Puerto Rican, but everybody thought he was black. So that's like 3 different cultures he was exposed to early, you see what I'm saying, during his foundational years. So he has that about him, and they would say like he knew how to speak Spanish and stuff like that, so he would like, when people would think he was black, he would like go to the drug deals and stuff like that, and when they would be talking like in Spanish and stuff like that, he knew what they were saying, but they didn't know he knew what they were saying, so he was telling his crew what they were saying, like where everything was at and stuff like that, like that's that Gemini shit. That's that Gemini stuff where it's like, nigga, I got all kinds of skills you don't know about that I may need one day. Like this, my brother told me, because my brother always watching like random stuff, like how to do random stuff, like make random, all kinds of stuff. It's just like, why, bro? Why? Like you never know when you'll need it. Like that's where Gemini is at with it. Like Gemini never know what they gonna get into, how they gonna get into it, but they got a way to get out. Trust and believe. You may not know, but trust me, if you got Gemini next to you, they got a way. Now you might not agree with it, but they got a way. Trust and believe. So, Gemini, remember it's the first quadrant. It's all about the self. It's Mercury. It's quick, putting pieces together, and it's air. So it's talking. So they're gonna take all that, braggadociousness, and just, it's gonna come out their mouth. Come out of their mouth. So that's why a lot of Gemini, come off as kind of arrogant, They can. So they very flashy, always. Like they said, that's how they said Alpo was, very flashy, want to set trends and stuff like that, be the flyest one in the room, you feel me? Like I said, when they get paid, you gonna know they get paid, because they gonna go out and get all their hair done, get all their fashions ready, all of that. Like, that's the Gemini, like, straight up. So, that's where that aspect of Alpo came from. So, next we gonna get into it, boom. So, that was part 1 of Alpo's birth chart, all about his sun and Gemini. We got to see, why he was known to be such a charismatic guy, always always the fly guy, always, talking and moving and shaking and making different moves and meeting different women and making different deals, and that's all his sun and Gemini. All about the mind games. That's what all about the mind games. I don't really care, but it's all about it. That's what the Gemini. I don't really care. I care, but I don't really care. You hear me? I feel you, but I don't really feel you. I hear you, but I ain't heard you. You feel me? That's that Gemini shit. I love y'all. But anyway, that was part one. Make sure you kick back with part two. Let me know what you think down below. Come on with it.